Yo, it's me, and I'm gonna make a series of videos. This is gonna be a series, and it's gonna be called Values. So this is gonna be superficial values dealing with the self, and then I'll progressively get deeper into what is values actually. But for now, we're gonna dissect values from an anthropological perspective, and then incrementally throughout the video series, I'll be talking about values from a psychological, sociological, spiritual, economic, financial, basically in different sectors of society, and what values mean in those different sectors of society. So now we're going to talk about just low level values, with a slight incorporation of anthropological definitions of values from a framework of applied science, meaning that school teaches you what values are from an abstract perspective that cannot be taken advantage upon, meaning that I'm going to teach you what values are in the sense that you're going to be able to take the knowledge I'm going to be telling you and teaching you, so you'll be able to get meaningful relationships. If you can extrapolate in a higher vibration, meaning that you can take this and apply it to different contexts, you'll be able to make money, be happy. But yeah, this is applied science, meaning that what I'm talking about right now, you'll be able to go out and use it and even apply it to yourself. So number one, just a simplistic definition so you can apply this shit, is what is values. The simplistic definition of values is basically anything that promulgates your survival, meaning that this thing will increase the pleasure principle and minimize the pain principle. In the past, pain and pleasure meant pleasure was anything that made you survive, and pain was anything that made you die or not survive. And the reason I'm defining this in simplistic terms is because when you understand this, you understand why your fellow man acts like an animal. They like to say in science the triune brain, the reptilian, mammalian / limbic brain, and then the neurocortex. The reptilian brain is the primitive part of you that wants to feed, fight, fuck, freeze, flight. You know what I'm saying? And then the mammalian sense, limbic brain, is the emotional part of your brain, which today's culture and society is trying to kill. The empathic part of your brain, the imaginative part of your brain, the creative part of your brain, the social part of your brain. And then you have the neocortex, the part of your brain that is being superficially saturated. You know what I'm saying? Being superficially saturated, being like think in sophistry and rhetoric, meaning today's society focuses a lot on wordsmith, playing with words, instead of using words for what they were intended to communicate a message, to communicate something that somebody should do or not do. So by properly defining what values are on a basic level, then how do you personally define your values? Now, like I said, values are very deep and intricate, and we're going to go deep. This is going to be a series on what values are. But what you do is that you ask yourself, what is it that I cherish the most? Or what is that is significant to me? That is question number one. And then you get an answer. Then question number two is that, what do I want to feel from what I claim is significant or important to me? You know what I'm saying? Then you get an answer to that. And then third is that, what do I not want to get and feel? So I'll make a demonstration. So it's like you ask yourself, what is it that I cherish, or what is it that I find significant in a specific situation? So let's say, for example, in relationships, like let's say romantic, we'll use the example of romantic. What is it that I cherish, or whatever? In a romantic relationship, I cherish an individual who is mature, and by mature I mean somebody who is not selfish, who thinks about you as well as them, and they find that healthy balance where you both meet your desires, instead of having a situationship where you're just using each other as fornication punching bags. And then what is it that you want to feel from this relationship? I want to feel a sense of warmth, happiness, elation, yes, and what is it that you don't want to feel from that? is that I don't want to feel empty, not happy, and all of those types of things. And then you can always ask questions of clarification, like, okay, what do you mean by elation? I mean by elation, when I'm with this person, I feel better off. I feel happier instead of feeling drained, and I feel like a prostitute. I feel hollow and shallow. So I just superficially demonstrated how you go about it. Why is it very important to ask values? By asking values, you will feel a deep sense of empathy with yourself and other people's. You will avoid a lot of a lot of communication conflicts, where somebody says, yo, I'm hungry, and then you give them food, and then the person like, no, I wanted a salad. You'll have proper clarification, and you won't have what's called schismogenesis. Schismogenesis is basically something in psychology warfare where you exploit what's called semantics. Semantics is basically that when people use words, we have different meanings of the words. I'll make an example. This younger generation likes to use the word bet. To me, the word bet means gambling, a wager. To them, bet means, yo, I'm certain of what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So that will obviously cause miscommunication and mistranslation. But yeah, you will feel a deep sense of empathy because you'll both be on the same page. You'll be seeing eye to eye. Secondly, when you know your values, you keep parasites and predators at bay. The reason we attract toxic people and people who are evil is because we don't know what motivates us in certain contexts and situations. Okay, in certain contexts and situations. So because you don't know what you want in certain contexts and situations, you attract anything and everything. But because you know what you cherish, you'll keep those motherfuckers at bay, because you were, no, you're not satisfying what I deeply want. Go away, motherfucker. And then the third thing is that life becomes easy and happy. You know what things to walk away from. You know what things to not walk away from. You see, the problem with everybody stays in everything because they are scared of scarcity. Instead of understanding, motherfucker, there's so many billionaires and trillionaires and things like that. Money is abundant. The reason you broke is A, you're not taking action, and B, you're not looking for opportunities, and C, you're not in environments with people who also want what you want. You're in environments and cultures that value stagnation. You get what I'm saying? And C, another thing that values are very beautiful is that they protect you and prevent you from being in situations that corrupt you through denial and hedonic treadmills. What do I mean? The reason we are corruptible is because we deny who we truly are. And by denying who you truly are, you do not make the thing go away. You make it become more prevalent. Almost like what Carl Jung, the great psychologist, said. What you resist is what persists. Meaning, the reason Christians are corrupt is because Christians are like, no, money's bad, sex is bad. And then they are seen in the news for constant scandals, because they are not acknowledging money and sex and all these things that they claim are bad are not inherently bad themselves. It is how you go about these things that truly make them inherently bad, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? The hedonic treadmill is basically, you know how people who do drugs, the first time they do drugs, they feel amazing. And then the second time they do drugs, it doesn't feel as good as the first time. So they're constantly doing, just to recapture that amazing experience they first felt doing the drugs. So that is what a hedonic treadmill. But I'll make a video going deeper on this shit, because this hedonic treadmill is why people are hollow and unhappy. So basically, this is level 1. And I truly feel, watch this over and over again so you truly understand what values are, because it's going to get progressively complicated, because the society we're living in now is no longer the agrarian primitive society, meaning we no longer make money from harvesting from the land, meaning people's mindset is that, yo, you gotta farm to make money, or you gotta build property or have or like get natural resources. We in the 21st century, baby. We're not in that mindset or paradigm. So you need to get with the times. But I'd like to get your 2 cents on the matter. So yeah, I'm out, motherfuckers.